talk to you guys, which is pretty awesome, to welcome you. And you're probably wondering, why somebody just a couple of years older than you is up here now. And I was actually sitting in your exact seats like 2 years ago, which is pretty cool. So I can tell you that 2 years ago I went on an International Scholar Laureate trip to South Africa, which is a sister program to GYLC. So that's my connection there. And beforehand, actually, while I was in high school, I did a National Youth Leadership Forum, which is another sister, I guess, to GYLC. So I took a trip to South Africa after my freshman year of college, so now I'm a senior. So it's been 2 years since that. And I can't really answer the question of how I came to be in front of you other than I got on a plane like many of you here, and not quite as jet lagged just coming from Chicago, but I hope you'll bear with me. And I can tell you that I am here to talk about change, though, and your obligation to do so. After my first trip to South Africa with ISLP, my eyes were opened to the incredible things the world has to offer. The beauty of culture, of people, and the strength of humanity as a whole. But I was also awakened to the suffering of the world, something that to a guy from, and this is no joke, Flower Mound, Texas, seems as distant as anything else. Seeing families of children headed by 6-year-olds, forced to bottle feed infants, find food and shelter for the rest of their families, doing everything that I knew I wasn't ready to do, but that he had no choice. Even in the orphanages, they organized the kids into family units with the children younger than you as the head of the family. That was eye-opening. When I got back to the States, I started the 501c3 called Eyes on Africa Foundation, because I looked around and saw that something as simple as $5 could save a life for a week. That's a powerful thing to realize. I spend $5 every day getting to work. I spend more than that to go see Harry Potter on opening night, and I spend 10,000 times that amount of money just to go to college. To realize that that's all it took to save a life, that's a powerful thing. Eyes on Africa was started because I knew that I had $5, and I knew a heck of a lot of people that had $5 too. Now, 2 years later, I've led groups of volunteers back to South Africa and Namibia and raised more than $100,000 for the cause. We've built a community center adjacent to a medical clinic, funded the expansion of a pre-primary school, and donated a mobile HIV testing center, which has raised the amount of people being tested by over 700%. But that's not why I'm here to talk to you today. I said that I was going to talk about change. Literally for my entire life, my friends and I used to joke about what we called the packet. Supposedly, this infamous packet would arrive in our mailboxes to explain all the things that adults knew that we didn't yet. Things like taxes, refinancing, first financing, if it even exists, planning reunions, anything that just happens when you're kids and you don't think about twice. Well, I'm still holding out for the packet on refinancing since I have no idea what that is yet. But after starting this organization and making mistakes every single step of the way, I'm afraid it's just not coming. The point I'm trying to make is that nothing is going to change itself. The truth is that when your parents ground you, they stay up afterwards and compliment each other on what a great job your mom did on backing up your dad. They wonder if they were too harsh, and they wonder what the heck they were supposed to do in that situation. They have no idea what they're doing. We always think we're too young to do big things, too young to matter to a cause, too young to make a change. But nothing is going to happen between where we are right now and when we're 25 that's going to explain how it's supposed to be done. Nobody knows. You're as ready now as anybody who has ever done it. We even have one advantage. We're too young to know that we can't do it. So do it. All of you are sitting here under a roof. You're not starving. You all go to school. You don't wake up at 3 in the morning to go get water. You aren't worried about how you're going to eat tonight. We are all incredibly lucky. And because of that, we're all also incredibly indebted. Get passionate about something. It doesn't have to be starting your own organization, because I can tell you that just getting involved in one is invaluable. But don't get involved like a kid. Get involved as someone who knows they're as capable as the person next to them. More capable even. Bring your family and friends into the mix. Dedicate your time and your knowledge, whatever it might be. We all have different talents, and there's some way to put them all to good use. Not just to use, but to good use. You're in a room with some of the most capable people in the world right now, all equally obliged to help. So join together, keep in touch. Forcing change isn't hard, and it doesn't take a long time. It just takes your time. Eyes on Africa is 2 years old. 2 years old. I I always thought it took a long time to make a change. Maybe it's one of those things that would have been that packet if it ever came along. I'll tell you now, it doesn't take a long time. You can change the world with a YouTube video. You can change the world with your money, your time, your support. There are so many ways to change the world. So where do you start? Let's get real for a minute. How many of you have ever been told to network? Pretty much everybody. I know I was by the time I was your age. Maybe it comes as your uncle talking about the way he got his job through somebody that he knew. Or that it isn't about what you know, but who you know. Let's face it, we're bombarded by adults telling us to get connected to everyone around us. But what the heck is networking? Am I really supposed to carry around a Rolodex and flip through my list of business cards looking for the one person with the magic cure for whatever problem I have? It's not so dramatic, but it can be the magic cure. Use your connections. Networking isn't something that happens when you're older. It's something you've already done, even if you didn't realize it. Your best friend is a potential volunteer or donor. Your aunts, uncles, their friends, your boss, his friends, your teachers, their friends, everybody and anybody who's ever given you the time of day is a connection. Besides, people are nicer than you think when it comes to doing good. One of the things I'm most proud of is that while I was living in London working for Parliament last year, I was able to separate myself from what had become known as the Notre Dame bubble. I ended up meeting a group of South Africans and became the American for my 6 months there. The past trip, I met up with them all in Johannesburg, and now they're helping Eyes on Africa. Even living in Chicago now, there's an opportunity to hang out with just Notre Dame people who I already know. But instead, I Craiglisted a group of roommates, and I'm living with 5 random DePaul people, having a blast doing new things. And now they're helping Eyes on Africa. That's networking. Everyone wants to help, but they don't know how. They're all waiting on the packet. While we were searching for the mobile trailer we were going to buy to renovate and turn into this HIV testing center that we have, we ran into a man who refused to sell us the one we wanted. He used to be part of the Rotary Club and had a sour experience donating in the past, so we just quit altogether. At first, I didn't really know how to handle it. I was like, dude, I have cash right here, and that's the caravan we want. You can't not sell it to us. I didn't understand. So there was like a really awkward moment there where all the volunteers and I just kind of lined up and looked at the guy and were like, okay, well, I have no idea what to expect now. And then finally he just smiled, rustled one of our volunteers' hair, and said that he would donate the trailer and all the time and parts we needed to turn it into what we wanted. Turns out that he owned the machine shop across the street. He told us that he was embarrassed Americans had to come to his country to do something that he wasn't willing to do. You see, reaching out to help a cause changes more lives than you think. When we got back to America, I had a crazy stalker-esque email with aerial photos of us working on the trailer attached to it. The family in the apartment above the lot that we were working on the trailer in saw what we were doing, documented it, saw our website on the shirts, sent us a donation and these photos attached to it. They're going to come up here in a second. So look for the aerial bizarre photo. Imagine this appearing in your inbox. Now, we weren't donating anything to the trailer salesman or to that couple in the apartment, but we changed their lives so they